Hello. Today did not go as planned. However, I had a lot of good moments and I enjoyed it. So I'm going to tell you about what I enjoyed from today. In the morning, I woke up at 6:50 and I went for a run with my friend. And I was able to run for a whole 30 minutes without stopping. Now that's a very big accomplishment for me because I usually just run for like 2 minutes or 5 minutes, take a walk, run again, etc., etc. But the moment my alarm rang this morning, I was like, I have an appointment with my friend. I'm gonna get up. I'm not gonna miss my appointment. So I did, and I wasn't late. And we ran. And honestly, I don't think I've ever pushed myself that far and that hard in like ages. And it was possible because I had a friend there who believed in me. And it's a lot easier to fulfill your highest potential when you have people who are supporting you. Then, what's another thing? I had class today. There was someone I met in an office hour, and then I became friends with them. So usually I sit kind of by myself during lectures, but this time I had someone to sit with, which was nice. And then we went off, studied together. I went to class. At Purdue, there's this new class called vibe coding, and the honor code is, I pledge that all work I submit will be generated by an AI and will not be touched by a human. So that's usually the opposite of how assignments work. And the course is exploring different ways you can vibe code. There's web-based AIs, there's IDE-based AIs. IDE stands for Integrated Developer Environment. It's kind of misting outside right now. And the professor was super interesting. The way he explained stuff was very cool. So our assignment is to vibe code a game. And my partner and I decided we're going to vibe code chess together. And there should be a option for humans to play against a computer, not a literal like integration with Claude computer, but I mean just like a computer player. So there was that. And then after that lecture, I was like, I'm kind of getting sleepy, but I don't want to sleep, so I've been forcing myself to stay awake, and I went and got food. Then I was studying with some friends, and there's this piano at the place where we study, so I got really sidetracked. I'm not gonna lie, I probably spent a total of like 3 hours just noodling around on the piano with some friends, and one of my friends was trying to teach me a bunch of music theory, and the way they explained it was good. It's just, it was so above my level that I couldn't really retain most of that information. And it made me think of, what if I had spent that 3 hours actually learning music theory, taking notes, going to a lecture instead? But there are only so many things I can focus on at once. So maybe in the future I will learn music theory, but that is not something that I'm going to be prioritizing right now. But I guess it was good to kind of get introduced to some concepts. What else? This is snow. Okay. It's like half rain, snow. It's like starting to look white, and I was like, is that rain or snow? And then, so like I saw some friends I haven't seen in a really long time, and we just like vibed together. And even though I didn't get as much done as I had hoped in terms of my discrete math homework, I got a few things done, and I was able to improve my confidence with some of the topics because I was like building my truth tables and then looking at why my truth tables weren't working, and then I realized that the order of operations or the precedence was completely off from the way I did it versus the way you're supposed to do it. And I found out today that my friend has synesthesia, which is such a cool thing to have, to be able to see colors when you hear something. And there was also, she had a lot of friends with her, and there was also this kid who had the same backpack as me, had the same birthday as me, and also had the same nail polish as me. It was like 3 coincidences at once, so we were just like cracked up about that. And you know, I worry that I'm not being productive enough sometimes. Today was one of those days that I felt the need to feel more connected with other people, so I went out of my way to make that effort. And the original big goal was to make sure that I didn't fall asleep too early and ruin my sleep schedule. And honestly, if I go back to my dorm, sleep is probably going to be about like 12 a.m. and usually my bedtime is 11:30, 12 a.m, 11:30, versus going to sleep like super early in the afternoon and then waking up in the middle of the night. Like, I guess this is kind of preferable. I'm gonna make sure that I set myself up for success for the following week and try to maintain my sleep schedule. I've been talking for 6-ish minutes, so I'm gonna end it right here.